welcome guys. Of course, because of COVID-19, the Tucson Indian Center is unfortunately closed down for our clients. But you know, a lot of our employees have become a little bit creative here, and we're still trying to do some programming for you. So saying that, today what I want to share with you guys is how to plant either traditional herbs or traditional medicine at your own house, right? A lot of us are at home right now. We have a lot of free time on our hands and we might be getting bored. So this is something easy and fun to do at home. To begin, well, first of all, what we're going to be planting today is Plebano ancho, right? It's a good little chili. I have a small little salsa garden at home, so this is something I kind of want to add to that. And but you could choose whatever you want. The good thing about this is at Home Depot, you could get a nice little starter for like $3, I think it was. So they have a variety of things. Just go in there, ask, you know, what's in season, and you could get started on anything. So the three things that you need to start off to start your own home garden is, of course, a pot, right? And also a water holder. So this is for when, you know, it catches the soil, it catches all that water that drips down, and it just kind of retains that water for your plant and for your soil. Okay, the second thing, of course, is you need a plant. So we already talked about where to get those at. And then you're gonna need your soil. And you don't want to just get any soil. There's two actually specific soils. They have in-ground soil and then they have potting soil. So if you're going to do this, if you don't have space at home for like a yard and stuff, you want to go make sure it has the potting soil tag on there, and go ahead and purchase it. These go for like $3 as well. I think we got this for about $4 or $5. So, you know, that's really all you need. I also get fertilizer. It is important that you fertilize every 2 weeks or so, but I always just add a little bit in there when I first get it into the ground or into the pot. Okay, so saying that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw some soil in this pot here. Okay, so we're actually gonna move it down to the ground. Huh? And we only want to go 1/3 into the pot first. So about there. So we want to go 1/3 first, just so we can get our plant potted before we cover it up with the rest of the soil. So there's some clumps in there, so you just want to kind of work it and crush it with your hand. And then we want to make a little spot for our plant. So we have our plant here, our starter, and so we just want to tilt and kind of tap it or pinch it out of there. And then with these roots here, as you can see, it's kind of formed as in the smaller pot form already. We kind of want to just make it loose so that when we get it into the soil, it has an easier way to plant its own roots. Okay, so then we want to cover it as best we can, and then we're going to add some more soil in there. Okay, and we got to be a little bit more careful, so I'm actually going to grab, actually I can use this cup. You just want to fill up a little bit more here, and be careful of the leaves there. Don't want to damage them. Okay, that should be somewhere. We'll go one more. That should be good. Okay, all right, so you guys can see that it's really covered. And so with like the chili plants or even tomato plants, you kind of want to go up a little bit higher on them, just because they need a lot of support when they're actually in the ground or in the pot, because they have they can fall over easily because of their crop, right? They're really heavy, the tomatoes or the actual chilies. So what I'm doing now is, like I said, you don't really have to do this. This depends on let's say you've had a potting plant already in there, and now you're either using the same soil, you want to fertilize it, okay? Because if you take out whatever you had previously, what that plant did before this next plant is it took all that nutrients out. Okay, so you want to add some more nutrients to the soil by adding fertilizer. And but because this is new, I'm just going to add just a little bit, and I'm going to mix it in by hand. Okay, so you can see there. I'm just going to mix it with my hands. Some people like wearing gloves, but it's okay. I like filling the soil. Okay, nice in there. Okay. All right. So now, the other thing I forgot to mention, what you'll need is, well, at least for chili plants and for tomato plants, is a stake. So this helps support the plant as it grows more mature and it starts giving off its fruit. So I'm going to put this not too close, but close enough to where the plant can kind of lean on it. You can kind of see there how I'm doing that. Okay, make sure it's in there. And as the plant grows up, it is going to lean left or right or wherever it goes. You just want to get some zip ties and kind of gently tie it to this stake here. So this stake is really important if you're doing you know, chilies or tomatoes. Okay, some plants don't need that. Some plants are in-ground plants. So now that we have it in there, next thing we do is water. So we're going to go ahead and water. When you first plant, you want to make sure you water it thoroughly, just so it, you know, it's transplanted basically, so it's still developing its root system in the new soil. So we want to make sure it gets a lot of water. So we'll go ahead and this I don't have a professional like water thingy, so you know, this is at home, guys. We're all everyday. None of us are going to be professional gardeners, so you know, we're at home. We got to use what we can, right? So go ahead and water it. Oh, and I did want to saying that you know, you might not even need to go buy one of these pots. You know, you could do a starter, or you could grow something in something like a coffee pot. You know, those empty grounds, empty them out. Use that empty coffee pot or a coffee can. You know, whatever you can use that has some drainage at the bottom. You can always poke your own holes into them. But you know, we got to use what we can, guys. So, but these do go for $3, $4 sometimes at Home Depot. So, you know, I don't want to soak that too much, but as you can see, we got it pretty nice and wet, and now we just take care of it. So next time I'm gonna water is probably in another couple of days. So I'll come back maybe Friday, check on it. If the soil's dry to the touch, I'm gonna go ahead and do my watering then. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully you guys have got some inspiration from this and maybe some ideas. And you know, we're gonna be posting this on Facebook, so I'd love to see the results or even the start of your own in-house garden, and just post them online for us. All right, thanks guys.